1,013 kilometers or 11 hours drive, just below Lesotho, lies the town of Lady Grey, the starting point of our 4-day adventure, covering the famous Benten mountain passes in the Eastern Cape Highlands. I've only been riding motorbikes for 14 years, so was by far the most inexperienced rider in the group, consisting of John Wood, our team leader and owner of Wildwood Motorbike Tours, Jan Lucas, a retired engineer also known as Amsterdam on the Wild Dog Forum, who has done 2 crossings of the African continent. Then there's Mark. According to the Wild Dog Forum, apparently nobody is exactly sure what Mark does. Next is Pierre, a retired orthopedic surgeon from Knysna, followed by Alan, the owner of a lighting business in Cape Town, and Werner, the youngest of the group, an electrician, also from Cape Town. Thursday morning arrived. A breakfast of oats with honey and a shot of whiskey awaited us. Very tasty actually, and we're packed and ready to depart for Lady Grey. But not so fast. While we're filling up with petrol, Alan's key gets stuck in the petrol cap of his 990. Luckily, with the help of some MacGyvering, we managed to make a plan, and we're off. Our first climb is Joubert Pass, situated between the towns of Lady Grey and Berkeley East, nestled in the Witteberg Mountains, part of the mighty Drakensberg. Built by 5 of the Joubert farmers and 2 other families in 1914 to access Lady Grey from the Berkeley East side, topping out at 2,234 meters or 7,329 feet above sea level. The pass has a maximum gradient of 1 in 6 and was an easy pass for us to start on. Reaching an altitude of 2,115 meters or 6,938 feet at the summit, Otto du Plessis Pass ranks number 31 nationally, the most altitude gained, climbing 639 vertical meters. In good weather, the pass can be driven in a normal car, but after heavy rains, a 4x4 is necessary. Bastervoet Pass is one of the most challenging true mountain passes in South Africa and is rated high amongst the top 8 high-altitude passes of the Eastern Cape. Located between the summit of Berkeley Pass and the town of Uji, this pass summits at 2,240 meters and is around 20 kilometers long. In bad weather, this pass can be really dangerous and is often subjected to strong winds, electrical storms, heavy rain or snow. For me, this pass was the first taste of what was to come. This has got to be the stupidest fucking system ever. Who the fuck invented this shit? After standing in the cold, watching John Wood roll around in the mud with a bicycle bump trying to fix his tubeless inner, I had to agree with Pierre's impatience. Luckily, the rain held off and the clouds started to lift. Eventually John gave in and a tube was fitted and we were off. Nearly 33 kilometers, Naudes Neck Pass is a long one, and at 2,592 meters, or 8,503 feet, it's the 4th highest drivable pass in South Africa, linking the towns of McDhui and Rhodes. A small deviation of the pass at the top leads to the Tennerhead Resort, which when approaching looks eerily like something out of the 1980 movie The Shining, starring Jack Nicholson.
Here's Johnny!
Other than there's one local in Cape Town. 2 in the bottom.
This is Goldewijk.
You asked for chicken, you want meat. Listen, one of the 3 of you will have to have chicken pie. There's 2 beef and 1 more chicken.
Okay, I'll have a chicken.
Volunteershoek Pass summits at 2,567 meters, connecting the War Trail farming valley with Tiffendale Ski Resort. For me, this was the crux of the trip. It starts off fairly steep with some loose gravel and humps, then flattens out, tricking you into thinking the worst is over. And suddenly, you're negotiating f***ing boulders and tires tied together like the Enduro track at Zone 7. For me, this was really challenging on an adventure bike. Ben McDhui. To do this pass, we had to travel back in time. In 2016, using the help of Doc McBrown and his famous DeLorean. At 3,001 meters, or 9,845 feet, Ben McDhui is technically the highest pass in South Africa, a record previously held by Sani Pass at 2,876 meters. This pass can only be accessed via Tiffendale, and unfortunately the resort is currently closed due to the devastating effect COVID has had on the tourism industry in our country. Lundeans Neck is one of the great gravel passes of the Eastern Cape, often called the most underrated pass in the area, and seldom ridden as it doesn't lead to anywhere significant, other than the Teli River border post with Lesotho, boasting 101 bends, curves and corners, as well as 4 hairpins, several unabridged stream crossings, and very steep, unguarded drop-offs. This pass was well worth the effort. That brings us to the end of an amazing 4 days riding the great mountain passes of the Eastern Cape. Special thanks to John Wood of Wildwood Motorcycle Tours for organising an unforgettable trip, and to the rest of the team, Jan Lucas, Alan, Werner, Pierre and Mark, for making sure drop bikes were lifted, punctures were repaired, lost cell phones were found, and broken bikes were safely towed back to base.